Hello and welcome to Network. My name is Phumelele Zondi with your technology and social media news. It's SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's News Network at sabc.co.za on email. Today I'm in Braamfontein because I'm here to find out about the Fak'ugesi Digital Arts Festival that's come back in physical form. We'll chat about that later in the program. Remember that our Twitter poll is also on. This week. We're asking you how the internet speeds are in your part of the world. This as we are finding out that South Africa has gone up in broadband speed rankings. We'll tell you all about that later in the program as well. But first, here's what we're going to start with. There's a new cybersecurity center that recently launched. We will also chat about an app that helps to fight crime. And our conversation is about that Fak'ugesi Digital Arts Festival. South Africa has had a few cybersecurity issues, from parastatals to the banking sector and even government departments. There's a new cybersecurity center that recently opened, and we went there to find out what role it's going to play to strengthen the security of South Africa's systems.
We are very proud to actually announce today the launch of our Cybersecurity Fusion Center. And we came with a promise to say that we will be making large investments in cloud services, cybersecurity, unified communications, and managed services. And what you see today is a fulfilling of yet another promise that we've made to the industry.
You know, people have asked me, what is this fusion idea? And we're trying to bring together three different aspects here of the business. The first one is our Cloud Operations Center. We've been running that for the last few years, 24/7, making sure that we keep your cloud maintained and operating as efficiently and cost-effectively as possible. That team that runs that Cloud Operations Center is part of our Fusion Center. We also have our Network Operations Center, which manages and watches our network 24/7. Making sure that our connectivity is running smoothly and that any link breakages that happen get fixed very quickly. So that's our Network Operations Center, or NOC. We're fusing that together today with our Security Operations Center. We think there's a lot of value by bringing together a set of fusion centers across Africa so that we can see the threat landscape, we can see the attacks that are happening in all different countries, and we can use that intelligence to bring it back into our core and use it to better mitigate against any attacks that are happening in the African continent. Equally with our partners, for example, ITC Secure, based in Europe and the US, they will bring in the intelligence from that part of the world into our secure fabric as well.
We are delivering threat intelligence to our customers. Threat intelligence that's based on situational awareness, as David alluded to earlier, by having more visibility as to what's happening within your environment, and within your environment from a security perspective, you're able to obviously create that the threat intelligence that's needed to enable you to be able to act in a proactive manner rather than being reactive in terms of your cybersecurity offenses.
What matters most in cybersecurity at the moment is speed of response. The attacks we are facing are automated, they're indiscriminate, and they can do damage within seconds. We can no longer rely on just the speed of even a human to click the button. We need to go for an integrated solution, which is, as Ignis mentioned, the fusion centers are important, bringing together cloud with network with security. Therefore, having a simplified solution to security, an integrated solution that can deploy very rapidly.
One of the challenges with cybersecurity is that there's ransomware as a service that are spawning tens of thousands of malicious actors. There's 300,000 new malware variants created every day. And to try to keep up with that and to try to detect those and to understand what those are and protect against them is a losing battle. But that's the model we've used for the last 25 years in cybersecurity.
We've created a service offering together with you that utilizes our technology set, but allows that focus of skill to come together and really leverage it for multiple customers, because they don't have either the money or the resources or the benefits, for example, to attract that talent, that top-tier talent.
Let's go to Empangeni now, where we are meeting young people who have developed an app that's going to help fight crime or help people report crime, especially when they are in danger.
You know, during lockdown, GBV was described as the second pandemic by our Honorable President, Cyril Ramaphosa, and I figured I want to fix problems, and there was no greater problem than fixing gender-based violence and contact crime.
You have a problem in this country. You have JPV, you have all these issues. Each and every single day there's going to be some kid on Twitter who they can't find anymore. And the solution as simple as this is simply necessary. We cannot go and have a conversation until there's two sides to the coin. Say, and we need to seriously just go and talk with the necessary stakeholders to understand where we are right now.
Eyerus is not just a GBV app. This is a contact crime app. This is all cases of crime, especially contact crime. That is what we are addressing here.
Yes. You see, here's a big thing. Pretty much everyone has a smartphone now. Yeah? But you have the smartphone option, and there's also a little tracker that also comes with it. And the big thing here is, it's like everyone says, the first 24 hours are the most important. It's the same thing when someone goes missing. Our parents being able to instantly go and be on alert that I can't find my kid. What's going on, and being able to then utilize the power of Eyerus to go and speak to necessary stakeholders, maybe just even being able to get a picture of the person who's maybe kidnapping your kid, being able to hear, okay, they're turning here, they're doing this, or being able to track it and be able to go instantly to the police station and be like, hi, right now this is happening.
So Eyerus has 4 main states: green, amber, red, blue. Green, as we know, is safety, amber is caution, red is danger, and blue represents private security. Now, if you simply shake the phone, it means you are cautious, and it starts audio streaming. So it switches on your mic and it starts streaming everything it hears to the cloud in real time. Very discreet. I could activate it right now without you even realizing it. Red will then switch on your camera, streams everything to 5 guardians at the same time as saving it on the cloud and sending your location. You just pressed one button, you did all that. Then the final one is blue. Blue will dispatch private security to your location in 5 to 8 minutes in urban areas, while it is streaming to your guardians, sending your location out, saving evidence on the cloud. Cannot be destroyed because the evidence is not localized on the phone. It goes straight through to the cloud. Control center in real time.
I'm calling from Eyerus Control, powered by Aura. We received your panic signals. Everything okay?
Yes, everything is fine. It was a demonstration.
Okay. We're doing a test.
Correct, that's right.
Okay, sir. No problem. Just to confirm with you, you're showing us there just along Maxwell and Union Street.
That's correct.
In Central.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so for me to cancel this call, can you kindly verify with me your date of birth as a cancellation code?
It's 9000413.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Bye.
So had I given the incorrect code, there would have been a signal for them to continue coming. But the whole time while I'm in danger, it's streaming everything that's happening in real time, and you cannot destroy this evidence.
Let's say your kids go out with their friends on a night out, but they're going to the movies. Okay, cool. Then as they're walking back, maybe to wait for you outside the mall, somebody comes in and kidnaps the kid. If Eyerus is on, and it would be on because that's the discussion you've now had with your kid, that if you guys are going out for the movies, the app must be on, just working in the background, working in the background, not draining the battery, just working in the background. If a kid then turns an alert, instantly, 5 guardians, the parents, maybe even a responsible adult that they trust, who maybe is near from the area, instantly now will have video and the ability to track at the same time. But mostly more powerful, just having the sound.
A new study says South Africa's broadband speeds are faster now than they have ever been, but we still lag behind when compared to some of the BRICS countries. That's a body that we are a part of with Brazil, Russia, China, and India. But it seems like they are fastest in Gauteng, especially Johannesburg. The rural areas still lag behind.
Lockdowns due to the COVID-19 pandemic saw many businesses moving from conventional office buildings to working from home. This, of course, led to a higher demand for broadband. And not just that, but fast broadband speed to ensure seamless working conditions. However, this was not an easy transition as many employees and students alike experienced technical glitches like videos hanging mid-virtual meetings or online materials taking too long to download.
So I find working from home to be effective, except for most of the time when there is load shedding, the network gets very bad. It affects your data, your Wi-Fi, even if you are backing up with the generator or any form of alternative power. It's just that once the power goes and the main power goes, you struggle with network. So yes, it's slower to send files, it's slower to download files, it's slower to watch anything. It just slows down everything.
This was due to the country's broadband of 15.11 megabits per second median download speed. The latter has since doubled to 31.34 megabits per second in the last 3 years, according to US-based broadband testing diagnostics company Ookla in its latest Speed Test Global Index. Giwikanzi Marungwana from the International Data Corporation explained what this means to the average South African.
Typically be the immediately sort of recognizable impact, right, is that the user experience when you're browsing different websites, especially social media, which has a lot of video content and a lot of graphic content, right? That experience is going to be better. You're going to start seeing less occurrences of buffering on your streams. The call quality of your video calls on things like WhatsApp are also going to be improving. Sometimes you get a lot of what we call jitter, or videos just pausing and you losing audio. So those kinds of everyday experiences are going to get, on average, better. You're going to start seeing more crisp video calls as well.
According to South African regulator, Independent Communications Authority of South Africa, otherwise known as ICASA, fixed-line broadband subscriptions increased by 20.4% in 2021, while fiber to the home or building subscriptions grew by 34.4% in the last 7 years. These changes partly contribute to the improvement of broadband speed.
So there's certainly movement, right, in that direction, where even for 250 rand per month, and a lot of the internet service providers that are providing fibers in the townships and the rural areas are able to meet those price points, right? And it's usually due to those innovations, like using cheaper rollout or deployment models like aerial fiber, doing some contention on the connectivity, right? Just trying to push that affordability to low-income households.
Though a great improvement, South Africa still has a long way to go to catch up to other BRICS countries, which are Brazil, Russia, and China counterparts. The data revealed that China topped the rankings across these countries, posting a median download speed of nearly 160 megabits per second, while South Africa finished last, indicating that the country still has room to grow in terms of fixed broadband performance and adoption.
It's SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's News Network at sabc.co.za on email. After the break, we chat about the Fak'ugesi Digital Arts Festival. African characters and African art and stories have largely been missing from digital art all over the world, really. But that's all changing now. And some of those digital artists are going to be at the Fak'ugesi Digital Arts Festival. Let's first chat to the poster winner of this year's competition, and then we'll find out from the creative director of Fak'ugesi about this year's festival.
The festival's theme for this year is From Now On. It was basically looking at our pre-pandemic and post-pandemic world, and actually how our found out about it was actually through a friend who recommended that I enter this year. I had previously entered in 2020, but wasn't successful. I was shortlisted, but wasn't successful, so thought I'd give it a shot this year again. And basically, the story revolves around a character called Maya, and her world was also devastated by COVID. And she initially didn't take to the internet first, but the lockdown kind of opened up a new digital world for her, and that's the story of the poster.
Now that you've heard from the poster winner, let's find out from the creative director of Fak'ugesi Digital Arts Festival about this year's festival. It is back in physical form for the first time since the beginning and the start of the COVID-19 that forced just about all of us into that lockdown. And thank you very much for being a part of our network, Eduardo Kashushu. Maybe we can start by telling us what we can expect in the 2022 event.
Yeah, we're super excited about this year. Fak'ugesi is back and in person. We have also a kind of hybrid element. So for our Pan-African audience, which we have, they will still be able to join us online as per like 2020 and 2021. But here in Tumulahong, in Braamfontein, we're super excited to have a really major expo showing the kind of latest cutting edge in digital creativity from companies to organizations to creatives. We're also going to have a really amazing VR showcase, which we're collaborating with Electric South, Africa No Filter, and Meta. So that's going to be bringing 6 of Africa's most interesting artists working in VR. And that will also be here. It's going to be a really impressive thing to watch in person. And of course, as per usual, we're bringing the kind of best in digital creativity to speak at the conference.
Eduardo, how would you describe Fak'ugesi to someone who's probably never heard of it?
Every year, this is where the people working in digital creative practices come to meet to say, what have we done in the last year? Where is the advances that we've made in the year? And it's, COVID, of course, really affected that, not being able to have people in person. But I think this year we really are kind of back and in person, and we really are that space where creatives get to meet.
A lot of people don't think of Africa as a continent that could take them to various digital spaces. Do you get a lot of good content from the continent?
Oh yeah, and this is the thing, there's also such an appetite internationally for African stories, African cultural practice being represented through digital work. I think that's also Fak'ugesi's real kind of unique point, is that everything we do is located within the African context and African cultural context. And not only is there good stuff out there, there's such an appetite for African content at the moment that in fact we can't create enough, which is also part of why we have Fak'ugesi, why even in our kind of wider precinct at Tumulahong, we're doing a lot of things like we've just opened a gaming studio. We have an amazing animation studio here in the space.
And that filtering process you're talking about, how's it going?
Good, yeah. We currently have our Fak'ugesi Awards. It's the first year of the awards. And we have call out for that at the moment. So if you go on our website, you can see the details for that. And it's really, we're working across all categories from animation to video games, XR, music, and visual art. And there, it's also, again, we need to really filter through the content to make sure that the jury has a manageable amount, because the amount of applications that come through in these kind of calls are huge. And it's really we also set up the awards because we realized there wasn't any space that was acknowledging the best in digital practice across Africa.
All right, so when it finally happens on the 13th and it finally starts, and I open that door to get in, what will I see?
So we open officially on the 13th with the conference and the expo. You can definitely expect to come into a space that is seriously exciting, that has a vibe, that has African digital creative content that you can view and engage with directly. So, you can definitely come see immediately the VR showcase, which, I think there's going to be lines around the block for people to try and see that. We have an amazing lineup of speakers from across Africa who are coming to Joburg to present at the conference. And then we have, various different showcasing elements. For example, we'll have a video game demo session with our gaming studio here at Smologong.
Eduardo, thank you very much for being a part of our network. That is Eduardo Kashushu, who is the creative director of the Fak'ugesi Digital Arts Festival. It is a SABC network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. News network at sabc.co.za on email. Let's take a quick break. Stay with us. SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's News Network at sabc.co.za on email. Here's what else took place in the rest of the world in the technology space.
Africa-focused e-commerce business Jumia Technologies has partnered with the drone delivery startup to carry household items to remote areas of Ghana. The venture will combine San Francisco-based Zipline's automated delivery system with Jumia's distribution network to deliver products such as electronics, cosmetics, and fashion. Zipline currently offers drone delivery of blood, vaccines, and other medical equipment. It is active in Ghana, Rwanda, Nigeria, and the United States, with its most recent foray into Japan. And now in Israel. If you are worried about COVID, security, or religious restrictions, try taking a tour of the holy sites of Jerusalem, a city sacred to Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, by putting on a virtual reality headset.
In the holy city, people can, if you like, come across a model of the city in 3D space. And through this small miniature model of the city, they can teleport themselves into various holy sites across the old city of Jerusalem. These are obviously the holy sites to Jerusalem, so you can visit the Holy Sepulchre and go inside the tomb of Jesus. You can go to the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and you can go up to the Dome of the Rock, or you can explore the Western Wall tunnels and walk to the Western Wall itself and write a note, and even place a note inside the crevices of the Western Wall.
Aside from personal usage on various platforms, Blimmy's Technologies is also incorporated and being used in museum spaces around the world. And now in China. The 5th World Artificial Intelligence Conference in China's eastern metropolis, Shanghai, showcased advanced robotics in the form of dogs, masseurs, and even pecking opera performers.
它有一个自适应跟自平衡的能力。假如我受到外界的干扰，它能够自动的恢复平衡。所以包括像我们刚才去用脚踢它或者踹它，它能够自己的维持一个平衡。还有呢，就是说它在翻倒了以后，这个相对别的机器人也是一个比较不同的地方。翻倒了以后，它可以自己爬起来。
The 2022 World Artificial Intelligence Conference was held at the Shanghai World Expo Exhibition and Convention Center earlier this month.
Recently, research looked at broadband speeds all over the world, and it found that South Africa is doing better than it's ever done in the past. So our Twitter poll this week is asking you how internet speeds are in your part of South Africa. Right, and that's it. That's all from me, Spumelele Zondi, and the rest of the team right here in Braamfontein in Johannesburg. Till we meet again, have a good one. Bye-bye.